The product life cycle illustrates how demand for a product evolves over time. It is typically divided into several stages: research and development, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Understanding this cycle helps businesses manage products strategically, adapting their marketing and production efforts as demand fluctuates. The journey of a product begins in the research and development (R&D) phase. At this stage, a product is little more than an idea, and extensive research is carried out to develop a viable product that meets consumer needs. Companies invest significant time and money in designing, testing, and refining the product before it is ready for market launch. At this point, there are no sales, and any expenditure is purely developmental. However, the success of this stage is crucial for the future of the product, as it lays the foundation for what is to come. Once the product has been developed, it enters the introduction phase. This is when the product is first introduced to the market. Initial demand is often low because potential customers may not yet be aware of the product or its benefits. During this stage, businesses focus heavily on marketing to build awareness and encourage early adoption. Sales are typically slow at first, and companies may struggle to turn a profit due to high promotional costs and low economies of scale. For example, when smartphones were first introduced, their demand was limited to early adopters who were interested in new technology. Profits are generally negative or minimal in this phase due to the high costs involved. As awareness grows, the product moves into the growth phase. Here, demand increases rapidly and sales start to climb significantly. Consumers become more familiar with the product, and word of mouth or targeted advertising can lead to a surge in popularity. During this stage, businesses often experience economies of scale, which helps reduce costs and increase profit margins. Competitors may enter the market, but a strong first-mover advantage can provide the original company with a significant market share. The rise of streaming platforms like Netflix saw a rapid increase in demand as more consumers realized the convenience and appeal of the service. Companies focus on scaling production and distribution while continuing to build their brand. Eventually, the product enters the maturity phase. At this point, sales growth slows as the market becomes saturated, and most potential customers have already purchased the product. Competition is typically fierce, and businesses may need to engage in price wars or introduce product variations to maintain market share. Profits can still be high due to lower production costs, but the rate of growth has peaked. For example, the market for personal computers is now in the maturity stage, with relatively stable demand and fierce competition among manufacturers. The final stage is decline, where demand begins to fall. This may happen due to changing consumer preferences, technological advancements, or market saturation. Sales drop, and businesses may decide to discontinue the product, or they may try to extend its life by making improvements or targeting niche markets. A classic example of this is the decline of DVD players as streaming services became more popular, reducing demand for physical media. Profits shrink in this phase, and businesses must decide whether to rejuvenate the product, phase it out, or pivot to new ventures. Throughout the product lifecycle, businesses often use graphs to illustrate how sales and profits evolve. In the early stages, sales and profits are low or even negative during research and introduction. They rise sharply during the growth phase, flatten out during maturity, and decline as the product reaches the end of its life. These graphs provide a visual representation of the product's journey and help businesses make informed decisions about resource allocation and marketing strategies. The product lifecycle is a dynamic process that requires companies to be agile and responsive to changing market conditions. By understanding the different stages and how demand fluctuates over time, businesses can position themselves to maximize profits and maintain a competitive edge.